What is going on, you wonderful people? Today I just wanted to bring you a quick little update video for all you investors out there who maybe are looking for a new brokerage account. October 7th might be your chance to finally try out some of those brokerages that you didn't want to try out before because maybe they had commission fees. Well, look what's happening. So this is on Charles Schwab, which is a really big brokerage. They're also a bank. They have physical locations. As you can see, starting October 7th, they will be doing $0 commissions on online equity trades. We can read more about this. So this is going to be, if you want to read this, you can go onto their website. I just want to get to the important stuff for you guys. So you can see this is what it used to be for them. So $4.95, so about $5 per trade, and then for options $5 plus a 65 cents. So then this is what it's going to be as of October 7th, 2019. $0 for stocks, $0 for ETFs, $0 for the options, but you still have to keep that 65 cents per contract. So if you're an options trader, that's something to keep in mind. If you're not, it doesn't matter, you're going to be paying $0. I just wanted to show you guys another brokerage which is also following suit and doing the $0 commissions, and that is E-Trade. Also starting October 7th, they will do free stocks, ETFs, and options. So if you wanted to do options, you could look into E-Trade, and of course Robinhood still has options, and I believe Webull is also coming out with options, but I am not sure when. But I know that they are still relatively new and they're still building a lot of their accounts, so I could see options coming soon to that platform as well. So a lot of places to try out. Bottom line, $0 commissions coming to, I don't want to say all, but most brokerages. They all really want to follow suit to Robinhood and M1 Finance. Let's be honest, like sites like Robinhood and M1 Finance, they really performed well because of one, $0 commission fees, and they make everything so easy and they lay everything out for you. Now, personally, I cannot speak on companies like Charles Schwab and E-Trade because I have not used them. So their interfaces could be fantastic. They could be really out of this world. From what I have heard, some of the bigger companies, they lack in phone apps, for example, is usually when the bigger companies can fall behind because, you know, they are bigger and older. They have an older view of looking at things compared to Robinhood, which their phone app I like better than their actual desktop app for like actually initiating trades and just for like looking at companies as well. Like they both do the same thing, but just like the simplicity of using your phone, you can do it anywhere. It really all depends on what you're looking for. At the end of the day, all these accounts, especially now with being $0 commissions, all these accounts will be great ways for you to get money into the market, whether you're doing, you know, dividend investing, you know, options, swing trading, whatever you're doing. Now with a lot of these brokerages going $0 commissions, like, this is a great time to just start and not have to worry about losing, you know, 5% or 10% of your initial investment like right off the rip because of commission fees. And I don't want to get too far into this, but I will just briefly explain why, especially with Charles Schwab, this is actually a really good move for them. One of the reasons why Charles Schwab can actually afford to do this, because some of you might be thinking, well, holy cow, like aren't they going to be losing a bunch of money if they're not getting these commission fees? And actually, it's around 3 to 4% quarterly of their income actually comes from commission fees. What they actually make the majority of their money on is the interest that they get off of your money in their savings accounts. So for example, if you're investing, and let's say like for Robinhood, for example, since I don't have an account to look at for those companies, So right now I have about 4,500 invested, and then with my account it says negative 1,400. That was a banking error that's going to get fixed soon. But so your buying power, so let's just say, ignore the negative, so let's just say I have 1,400 in there. So that's the money that I have in my account, but not in the actual market, not in stocks. So for a company like, or a bank like Charles Schwab, that means that you would have that money in a savings account with them. And so what they do is they invest that money to get them the interest. So say they're getting, like, let's just throw out a random number, like 3% interest on your money, and then what they do is then they give you like 0.23% in that savings account. And so, and then they take the difference, and then that's what they're making the money on. And so it's actually a brilliant move, since they were basically, I mean, in perspective, I know it's a lot of money, but for a giant company like this, in perspective, they're just cutting out, like chump change to them. Like with them cutting out this 3 to 4% income that they get from the commissions, they could see, thousands more people opening up accounts with them, depositing money, leaving money in the accounts, and then that's just more interest that they're making. So at the end of the day, with companies like Charles Schwab, which are already well-established banks and can use their banking to their advantage, this is great for them. But for other companies that maybe are more focused on specifically investing and the commission fees, this could really hurt them, because if they're losing a majority of their income from commission fees being $0, then either they're going to go down or they need to find a new way to bump up their income fast. That could really negatively affect them, and we've actually seen that already happen in the stock market. So if you want to look at a company like E-Trade, which also is announcing $0 commissions on everything, including options, you can see, if we go back here in the past week, look at that, it dropped 18%. And the reason for that is because E-Trade relies a lot more on their commissions as a part of their income to profit as a company. And so that's why this just plummeted, because a lot of people don't see the upside in some of these brokerages going $0 commission because of the fact that it makes up so much of their income. So just something to keep in mind if you are invested in any of these companies. And then we could also look at Charles Schwab, see how they were affected. And you can see they also went down. They went down a lot less. They went down 8%, which is still a huge drop. Don't get me wrong. And if you had any holdings in these companies, that could be a little scary. I don't hold any of these companies right now. I do theorize that Charles Schwab will end up being okay, but other brokerages, they might have to readjust their business plans in the future, or they might really suffer from all of these brokerages making the switch to $0 commissions. Yeah, at the end of the day, just use the brokerage that you feel most comfortable with, that you can navigate and understand completely. This whole investing thing can be confusing enough, so there's no point in having or using a brokerage that just makes everything even more confusing. So make it as simple as possible. That is one of the upsides of Robinhood. Everybody could look at this chart or this graph and understand what's happening. They lay it out very easy for you. Yes, some of their information can be wrong, like their dividend yield is usually wrong. Like right now it says 1.11 for Charles Schwab, but this is why I usually use third-party websites such as Seeking Alpha or dividend.com. But so let's just look up Charles Schwab and compare it. So on Seeking Alpha, it says that their dividend is 1.91, and Robinhood said 1.11. So that's just something to keep in mind if you're using Robinhood or any place. I mean, I honestly, it's such a habit for me that even if I was using Charles Schwab or E-Trade, or even M1 Finance, I have found it to be accurate, but I still double check it just because it's such a habit. And I actually like using sites like Seeking Alpha, because it gives you so much information about dividend history, if that's what you're looking for, and just information about the company or stocks in general, which is awesome. So just something to keep in mind. So to wrap this video up, I just want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you found any of this information useful. If maybe you were looking at some of these different brokerages and you weren't sure if you wanted to pay that commission fee, but you still wanted to use that company, now hopefully it won't be a hard decision. Now hopefully that brokerage will offer you free commissions for most of your trading needs. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you could leave a like or subscribe if you're feeling it. And good luck out there if you are investing. And I wish you nothing but success. And yeah, thanks for watching. Much love, everybody. Peace.